This audio is made for rest and sleep. Nothing important will happen here. There's nothing you need to remember. There is nothing you need to imagine clearly. You do not need to stay awake. If you fall asleep, that is perfect. If you drift in and out, that is also fine. You can simply listen or not listen at all. Everything can slow down now, far away from the present world, far away from urgency and noise. There is a medieval village that has never known hurry. The village does not appear on maps. It has no reason to. Nothing important has ever happened here, and nothing important ever will. The land around it rises gently, forming low hills that soften the horizon. They have been shaped slowly by wind and rain, over more time than anyone can measure. A narrow dirt road passes through the village, not straight, not planned, but worn smooth by countless quiet footsteps. The road does not lead anywhere urgent. It simply exists, allowing people to move slowly from one familiar place to another. If you were standing here now, you would notice how quiet everything feels. Not silent, just calm. The air holds faint sounds that never demand attention. A distant bird, the slow creak of wood, a soft movement of leaves, nothing sharp, nothing sudden. The houses sit close to one another, as if keeping each other company. Their walls are made of pale stone and dark wood, uneven and weathered, marked by time rather than damage. Roofs slope gently, covered with old tiles and straw, resting exactly where they have rested for years. Each house looks slightly different. None of them try to stand out. Doors are wooden and heavy, opening only as wide as needed. Windows are small, fitted with cloudy glass that softens the light. Inside these homes, life follows no schedule. People wake when they wake. They rest when they feel like resting. Morning arrives slowly. The sky lightens little by little, as if the night is reluctant to leave. Mist drifts low along the ground, moving lazily between houses and gardens. A wooden door opens somewhere in the village. It does not slam, it simply opens. A person steps outside, pausing for a moment without thinking why. They breathe in the cool air. There is no rush to move. Nearby, another house remains quiet. Someone inside is still sleeping. That is perfectly fine. In this village, no moment is wasted. A basket rests near a doorway. It has been used many times. Its handle is smooth from years of hands. The person lifts it slowly and begins to walk along the road. Their steps are unhurried. They are not late for anything. The earth beneath their feet feels familiar, softened by rain and time. A chicken moves near a fence, pecking at the ground without concern. It makes a small sound, then returns to silence. Farther away, a cow shifts its weight inside a wooden shelter. The sound of rope brushing against wood is steady and slow. These sounds repeat every day. They are expected. They are comforting. In one of the houses near the road, a baker begins preparing dough. The table is worn smooth. The bowl has small marks from years of use. Flour dusts the surface lightly, never fully cleaned, never fully messy. The baker presses the dough, folds it, and presses again. The movement is slow, almost rhythmic. There is no thought about time. The dough will rise when it rises. A small fire burns in the hearth nearby. It does not burn brightly. It simply warms the room. A pot hangs above it, empty for now, waiting without impatience. Outside, the fields rest beyond the houses. Grass bends gently with the breeze. Wheat stands quietly, not ready to be harvested yet. The land does not rush its work. Neither do the people. Two villagers pass each other on the road. They exchange a small nod. No words are needed. They have seen each other many times before and will see each other many times again. Their footsteps fade naturally, blending into the quiet of the village. Near one home, an old wooden chair sits in the shade. Someone lowers themselves into it slowly, testing the weight, then settling comfortably. They close their eyes for a moment. Not to sleep, just to rest. The sun warms their face gently. The air remains still. Nothing needs to happen next. At the center of the village, a small stone tower rises just above the rooftops. A bell hangs at the top. It rings only when it feels right to do so, never loudly, never urgently. When it rings, the sound spreads softly through the air, then fades. No one changes their pace. No one feels commanded. Time in this village does not belong to numbers. It belongs to light and shadow, to hunger and rest. Morning slowly becomes afternoon. Afternoon slowly becomes evening. No one announces it. As the light shifts, people continue their gentle routines. Water is carried, cloth is folded, tools are set down carefully. Nothing dramatic happens. As evening approaches, the air cools slightly. Shadows grow longer, stretching across the road and fields. A door closes softly. Another remains open a while longer. Inside the houses, fires glow faintly. People settle into quiet moments, not thinking about tomorrow. Night arrives the same way morning did. Slowly, without effort. This village will continue like this, as it always has. The village remains quiet as the day continues. Morning has settled fully now, but it does not announce itself. The light simply feels steadier, resting softly on rooftops and paths. Mist has lifted from the ground, not all at once, but slowly, as if it forgot to leave earlier and is now drifting away without apology. The dirt road looks slightly lighter in color. Footprints from earlier have softened again. Nothing marks where anyone has gone. Near the edge of the village, a small stream moves quietly. It is narrow and shallow, flowing between smooth stones that have been shaped by water over a very long time. The water makes no sharp sound. It slides gently, never rushing, never stopping. Someone kneels beside the stream, filling a wooden bucket. The bucket dips into the water slowly, then rises heavy but manageable. The person pauses before standing, resting for no reason other than comfort. They are not late. No one is waiting. Nearby, tall grass leans toward the stream. A breeze moves through it, just enough to make it sway and then settle again. The breeze does not linger. It passes through and moves on. Back in the village, a few doors are open now, not all of them. Some houses remain quiet, curtains still drawn. Inside one house, someone sits at a table with a piece of cloth in their hands. They move a needle slowly, thread passing through fabric with practiced ease. There is no pattern being rushed. The stitch does not need to be perfect. It only needs to hold. Light from the window falls across the table, soft and uneven. Dust moves lazily in the air, visible only because the light allows it. The person breathes steadily, unaware of the rhythm because it has always been this way. Outside, a wooden cart stands near the road. Its wheels are old and thick, their edges worn smooth. The cart does not move today. It might move tomorrow or the next day. No one is concerned. A horse stands nearby, head lowered, resting one leg. The harness hangs loose. There is no pull, no signal to begin. The horse flicks its tail once, then becomes still again. In a small garden beside one house, plants grow without order. Leaves overlap. Stems bend where they wish. Someone kneels in the soil, hands pressing gently into the earth. They remove a small weed, place it aside, then pause. They do not hurry to remove another. The soil smells damp and familiar. The gardener stays still for a moment, then resumes. not because they must, because they feel like it. A bell rings faintly from the stone tower. It rings only once. The sound moves across the village and disappears into the hills. No one looks up. No one checks the time. The bell has done its job. Near the road, two children sit quietly on the ground. They are not playing loudly. They are simply watching. A small object rests between them, perhaps a stone or a piece of wood. They turn it over in their hands, examining it without urgency. They do not speak much. They do not need to. The world around them feels safe enough to remain quiet. In one of the houses, a pot now rests over the fire. Something simple warms inside it. The fire crackles gently, never growing too strong. The cook stirs the pot slowly, then stops. The spoon rests against the side. Steam rises softly. The cook steps away and sits on a bench nearby. There is time. Outside again, clouds drift lazily across the sky. They do not form shapes worth noticing. They simply pass. Light shifts slightly, softening shadows. The fields beyond the village continue their quiet waiting. No tools move there now, no voices carry. The land breathes slowly, just like everything else. A villager walks along the edge of the field, hands folded behind their back. They stop, look across the crops, then turn away. Nothing needs inspection, nothing needs fixing. The stream continues to flow, unaware of being observed. Water moves around stones, never pushing, never pulling. If you listen closely, you might hear it. If you do not, that is fine too. Inside another house, someone lies down on a simple bed, not to sleep, just to rest their body. The mattress is thin, the blanket light. They stare at the ceiling, watching shadows shift slightly. Their thoughts wander without direction. They do not try to hold on to any of them. Outside, a door closes quietly. Another opens. Life continues in small, gentle motions. A basket is set down. A cup is lifted. A chair is moved slightly to catch the shade. No sound lasts very long. As the day moves forward, the village remains unchanged. Nothing arrives to interrupt it. Nothing leaves to disturb it. The sun sits higher now, but not harshly. Warmth spreads evenly, settling on stone and wood. People adjust their positions. They do not complain. Near the tower, the bell rope hangs still. It will not be pulled again for some time. There is no need. A cat moves through the village, weaving between legs and doorways. It pauses, sits, then lies down where it is. No one moves it. It has chosen its place. Somewhere, someone hums quietly, not a song anyone knows. The sound fades quickly. The village absorbs it and returns to quiet. As afternoon approaches, activity does not increase. It simply shifts. Some people sit. Others walk slowly. Some remain inside, content with stillness. Nothing draws attention. Nothing demands energy. This village has existed like this for longer than anyone remembers. It will continue like this long after today ends. The village moves deeper into the day, but it does not change its pace. The sun sits comfortably in the sky, not too bright, not demanding attention. Light settles gently on stone walls, on wooden doors, on the quiet road that curves through the village. Shadows rest where they fall. They do not stretch suddenly. They do not disappear quickly. They simply remain. Near the center of the village, someone sweeps a small area of ground. The broom moves slowly, back and forth, raising a faint cloud of dust that settles almost immediately. There is no hurry to finish. The sweeping pauses often, sometimes without reason. The person leans slightly on the broom handle, looking around without focus. A bird lands on a low roof nearby, then lifts off again. The moment passes without being noticed. Farther down the road, a door creaks open. Inside the house, cool air lingers. Someone steps out carrying a clay cup. They sip slowly, then hold the cup loosely in one hand. They do not rush back inside. The air outside feels comfortable enough. Across the road, a small window is open. A curtain moves slightly with the breeze, then rests again. Inside, a table sits near the window. Nothing rests on it except a folded cloth. It has been folded many times before. The fold is not sharp. It does not need to be. The breeze moves through the village again, just enough to stir leaves and brush against faces. It carries no strong smell, only the faint mix of earth, wood, and distant smoke. In a quiet corner near the fields, someone sits on the ground. They lean back against a fence, legs stretched out comfortably. Their eyes remain open but unfocused. They are not waiting for anything. The fence behind them is old. Its wood has softened with age. It creaks slightly when weight presses against it, then becomes still again. Beyond the fence, the fields remain calm. Nothing moves there now. The crops stand quietly, as they have all morning. They do not bend or sway much. The air is gentle. In one of the houses closer to the road, a small bowl rests on a table. Someone adds water to it slowly, then stirs with a wooden spoon. The motion is unremarkable. The spoon circles once, twice, then stops. The bowl is set aside. No one checks the result. It will be used later, or it will not. Both are acceptable. Near the stone tower, the bell rope hangs loosely. It brushes against the stone when the breeze passes. The rope does not move much. The bell remains silent. Time passes without marking itself. People continue their small routines. Someone carries firewood from one place to another, setting each piece down carefully. They pause between trips, resting without counting how many remain. Someone else sits on a low step, hands resting in their lap. They watch the road for a moment, then look away. Nothing catches their interest for long. A dog lies in the shade of a wall, head resting on its paws. Its eyes close slowly, open again briefly, then close once more. It does not react to distant sounds. Everything feels familiar enough to be ignored. In another house, a person stands near a window and adjusts a small object on the sill. They turn it slightly, then stop. The light hits it differently now. That is enough. They step away, leaving the room quiet again. Outside, footsteps sound softly on the road. Someone walks alone, hands empty. Their pace is steady, unremarkable. They are not heading toward anything urgent. They pass through the village, then turn down a smaller path. Their footsteps fade. The path remains. Near the stream, the water continues its gentle movement. Sunlight touches the surface, creating small, shifting patterns that disappear as soon as they form. A leaf floats briefly, then moves out of sight. No one watches it for long. The stream does not care. In the distance, the hills remain still. They do not respond to the day. They hold their shape unchanged. Clouds drift slowly above them. None of them bring shade suddenly. None of them promise rain. They are simply there. Back in the village, someone opens a chest inside a house. The lid lifts with a soft sound. Inside are a few folded items. The person looks inside without searching, then closes the lid again. The chest returns to silence. A chair is moved slightly to face a different direction. The movement makes a brief sound against the floor. Then quiet returns. As the afternoon deepens, the light begins to soften again. Not noticeably at first, just enough that the edges of things feel less defined. People adjust naturally. Some move into shade, some remain where they are. No one comments. A pair of villagers walk together for a short distance, then separate. They exchange a nod, no conversation is needed. They continue on their separate paths, each comfortable with the quiet. Near a doorway, a bucket rests half full. Someone lifts it, takes a few steps, then sets it down again. They rest for a moment, then continue. The task does not need to be completed quickly. The bucket will wait. Inside another house, someone lies down again, this time closing their eyes. They are not fully asleep, they are simply resting. The room remains cool and dim. Sounds from outside drift in faintly, then fade. The person breathes evenly. Nothing interrupts them. The bell in the tower remains silent. It does not need to ring again today. The village has learned to move without signals. As time passes, the air changes slightly. It grows calmer, as if settling in. The day does not push forward, it drifts. People begin to move less. More sitting, more leaning, more resting. A candle is placed on a table inside one of the houses, though it is not lit yet. It waits. Outside, a shadow stretches across part of the road. No one steps over it quickly. Feet pass through it naturally. The shadow does not matter. Near the edge of the village, someone watches the fields again. They stand quietly, hands at their sides. They do not think about tomorrow. They do not plan. They simply stand. The fields remain unchanged. The stream continues. The houses remain still. The village breathes slowly. As afternoon begins to lean toward evening, nothing announces the change. The light shifts a little more. Sounds grow fewer. Movement becomes softer. This is how the village prefers it. The afternoon begins to soften, not suddenly, not clearly. The light changes in a way that is easy to miss. Shadows grow slightly longer, edges grow slightly gentler. The village notices but does not react. Near the road, someone sits on a low stone wall. They do not look tired. They do not look alert. They simply sit, hands resting loosely at their sides. The stone beneath them is cool. It has been warmed by the sun all day, and now it begins to release that warmth slowly. The person shifts their weight slightly, then becomes still again. Across the road, a wooden door closes, not firmly, not carefully, just enough. Inside the house, the room settles back into quiet. A window remains open, allowing air to move gently through. The curtain lifts once, then rests. Somewhere nearby, a bowl is set down on a table. The sound is soft and brief. No one reacts to it. In the distance, the fields remain unchanged. They hold the light evenly, absorbing warmth without effort. Nothing bends suddenly, nothing stirs strongly. The land seems content to remain as it is. Near the stream, water continues its slow movement. It has not changed all day. It does not know what time it is. It flows because it always has. Someone kneels near the water again, washing their hands. They move slowly, letting water run over their fingers. They do not rush to finish. When they are done, they remain kneeling for a moment longer. The stream does not mind. Back in the village, a small group of people sit near a house. They are not gathered for a reason. They simply happened to sit near each other. No one speaks much. One person leans back against the wall. Another rests their hands in their lap. A third looks at the ground, not searching for anything. Time passes between them without needing to be filled. A soft sound of footsteps approaches, then passes by. The sound fades, nothing follows it. Inside a nearby house, someone adjusts a blanket on a bed. They smooth it once, then leave it alone. The bed does not need to be perfect. It will be used later. For now, it rests. The air inside the house feels still. Light enters through a small window, spreading softly across the floor. Dust moves lazily in the beam. No one notices it for long. Outside, a cat stretches slowly, then walks a short distance and lies down again. It chooses a new patch of shade. The old one is no longer where it wants to be. The cat closes its eyes. It has nowhere else to go. Near the tower, the bell remains silent. The rope hangs untouched. No one expects it to ring. The village does not need reminders. As the afternoon continues, movement becomes less frequent. Some people remain where they are. Others move slowly indoors. No one rushes, no one calls out. A chair scrapes softly against stone as someone moves it closer to the wall. They sit down, exhale quietly, and remain there. The sound of breathing blends into the air. In one of the houses near the edge of the village, a candle is lit. Not because it is dark, but because the light feels comfortable. The flame flickers gently, casting soft shadows on the wall. The shadows move slowly. They do not distract. The person inside the house watches the flame briefly, then looks away. The candle continues on its own. Outside again, the road feels quieter. Fewer footsteps pass along it. The earth holds the warmth of the day, releasing it gradually. Someone walks barefoot across a small patch of ground, then stops. They stand still, feeling the surface beneath their feet. They do not think about it. They simply feel it. A breeze passes through the village again. It is slightly cooler now. It touches faces, moves through hair, then continues on. Leaves shift gently. Then everything settles. In the fields, the crops remain unchanged. They wait without expectation. The sky above begins to shift color, not dramatically, just enough that the blue feels softer. Clouds remain scattered. None of them draw attention. Inside a house, someone pours water into a cup. The cup fills slowly. They take a small sip, then set it down. The rest can wait. A wooden chest sits against the wall. It remains closed. There is no reason to open it now. The afternoon drifts further. People begin to prepare for evening, but without urgency. A door is latched loosely. A window is closed halfway. A blanket is folded and set aside. These actions are unremarkable. They do not change the day. Near the road, someone watches the light change on the ground. They do not think about the sun. They simply notice that things feel different, more settled, more quiet. A bird calls once from a nearby roof, then falls silent. No other birds answer. The sound fades quickly. The village absorbs it and returns to stillness. The stream continues to move. The hills remain still. The tower casts a longer shadow now. No one looks at it. As evening approaches slowly, the village prepares without effort. People sit closer to their homes. Movement slows further. Nothing interrupts the calm. This part of the day does not ask for attention. It simply passes. Evening does not arrive all at once. It moves gently, as if it does not want to disturb anything. The light becomes thinner, stretching softly across stone and earth. Colors lose their sharpness. Nothing disappears. Everything simply becomes quieter. The village notices the change without reacting to it. Near one of the houses, someone lights another candle. The flame is small, steady. It does not flicker much. The room feels warmer because of it, even though the air is cooling. A wooden table sits nearby, untouched. Nothing is placed on it yet. There is no hurry. Outside, the road feels almost empty now. Footsteps are rare. When they do happen, they move slowly and fade quickly. A person walks toward their home. carrying nothing. Their hands are relaxed, their shoulders are loose. They stop once, looking at the sky briefly, then continue on. The sky holds soft colors now, pale blue, faded gold, a hint of gray. No sharp lines, no drama. Clouds drift lazily, not changing shape much. They are content to move slowly. Near the stream, the water reflects the dimming sky. The reflection is uneven, constantly shifting. It does not try to be clear. Someone stands nearby, watching the water for a moment. They do not think about anything. They simply stand. After a while, they turn and leave. The stream continues. Back in the village center, a door closes gently. Another remains open. Warm light spills out onto the ground, forming a soft shape. The shape does not last long. As the door closes halfway, the light pulls back inside. Inside that house, someone sits on a low stool. They lean forward slightly, then relax back again. Their breathing is slow, even. The room is quiet enough to hear it. Outside, a dog shifts where it lies. It stretches one leg, then settles again. Its eyes remain closed. It listens without listening. The evening air carries faint sounds from far away. None of them are clear enough to matter. A distant voice, a soft movement. Something wooden touching stone. All of it blends together and fades. Near the tower, the shadow now stretches far across the ground. It moves gradually, almost unnoticed. No one marks the time. The bell remains silent. It has nothing to announce. As the light continues to fade, people move fully indoors. Windows glow softly, some brighter, some dim. Each house holds its own quiet. Inside one home, a simple meal is set out. No one rushes to eat. They sit, take a small bite, pause. The food is warm. That is enough. Between bites, they rest their hands. They do not speak. Silence is comfortable here. In another house, someone lies down early. They pull a blanket over themselves, adjust it once, then stop. The bed creaks softly, then becomes still. Their breathing slows gradually. Outside, the last light of day slips away. The sky darkens, but not suddenly. Stars do not appear all at once. One becomes visible, then another. They remain faint. The village does not look up often. There is nothing it needs from the sky. A soft breeze passes through again. Cooler now. It moves through open windows, touches candle flames, then drifts away. Curtains shift slightly, then rest. The fields beyond the village are now mostly dark. They hold the memory of daylight without needing to show it. The land remains calm. In the distance, an owl calls once. The sound is low and brief. It does not repeat. Nothing answers it. The night accepts the sound and continues. Inside the houses, people prepare for sleep in simple ways. A candle is blown out. Another is left burning. Shoes are set aside. Cloaks are hung on wooden pegs. These actions are unremarkable. They have been done many times before. Near the edge of the village, a window closes completely. The room inside becomes darker. The person there lies down, turns slightly, then becomes still. Outside, the road is empty now, no movement, no sound. The earth cools slowly. Stone releases the last warmth of day. The night settles in without resistance. The tower stands quietly, its outline barely visible. It watches nothing, it guards nothing, it simply exists. As the village rests, time stretches. There is no urgency here, no plans, no expectations. Everything that needed to happen has already happened. Everything else can wait. You do not need to imagine anything clearly. You do not need to remember names or places. You can let the darkness soften your thoughts. Let the quiet carry you. Night is fully settled now. Not suddenly, not heavily, but like a soft blanket laid gently over the village. Darkness here is not empty. It is calm. It feels familiar. The houses stand quietly, their shapes softened by the night. Windows show faint light in only a few places now. Most are dark. Inside those dark rooms, people are already asleep. Their breathing blends into the stillness. Nothing pulls attention. Nothing asks for effort. The road through the village looks wider at night. Not because it changed, but because nothing moves on it. No footsteps, no carts, no voices, just the road, resting. Near one house, a candle burns low. The flame is small now, rounded at the tip. Wax has gathered at the base, uneven, slowly cooling. Someone sits nearby, not doing anything in particular. Their eyes are half closed. They are not waiting for anything. They are simply awake for a few moments longer. Their breathing is deep, unforced. Eventually, they lean back, and the chair stops moving. The candle continues alone. Outside, the breeze has nearly stopped. The air feels heavier, settled. Leaves do not move anymore. The village listens to its own quiet. Far beyond the houses, the fields lie dark and still. Grass bends gently where it grew during the day, now resting. The earth holds the warmth of earlier hours deep inside. It releases it slowly, without sound. Somewhere near the stream, water continues to move. It cannot stop itself. But even that movement is slow, soft. The sound it makes is barely noticeable. If you listen closely, it feels like breathing. In one of the homes, someone turns in their sleep. The bed creaks once. Then silence returns. Their body finds a comfortable position without effort. Sleep deepens naturally. In another house, a cat shifts near the hearth. It stretches, then curls tighter. Its tail rests over its paws. The warmth of the stones is enough. Outside, the tower stands against the dark sky. It looks smaller at night, less important. The stars above it are faint, spread wide. They do not shine brightly. They simply exist. No one counts them, no one names them. They remain distant and calm. The night sky does not rush. It does not change quickly. It gives the village permission to remain still. Inside one house, a final candle is blown out. The room falls into darkness. There is no fear in it. The darkness feels soft, safe. The person lies down, pulls the blanket higher, and lets their body sink. Their thoughts slow without being pushed. Sleep arrives when it is ready. The village now feels unified. Every house, every path, every field rests together. Nothing stands apart. Nothing demands attention. Even time feels slower here. Moments stretch. Seconds lose meaning. The only thing that remains noticeable is breathing. Slow, steady, easy. Outside the village, a distant animal moves once, then becomes quiet. The sound does not travel far. It fades before reaching the houses. The night accepts it and continues unchanged. The air cools slightly more. Stone walls feel cooler to the touch. Wood contracts gently. These changes happen quietly, without sound. Near the edge of the village, a tree stands tall. Its branches do not move. Leaves rest exactly where they are. The tree does not think about morning. It does not prepare. It simply stands. Inside another house, someone dreams lightly. Their face remains relaxed. Their body does not move. The dream does not need to be remembered. It will pass on its own. The stream reflects a darker sky now. The reflection is almost black, with faint movement. No moonlight reaches it clearly. Still, the water flows, always patient, always steady. Back in the center of the village, the road holds the memory of footsteps from earlier days. But tonight, it remains untouched. No one walks it. No one needs to. The night has provided everything needed: silence, stillness, rest. If you were standing here, you would feel no pressure to do anything. You could stand or sit or lie down. All would feel equally right. There are no decisions to make, no plans to consider. The village does not think about tomorrow. Morning will come when it comes. For now, there is only rest. The night deepens slightly more, not darker, just quieter. Even the smallest sounds have faded away. Breathing continues, slow, gentle, natural. You do not need to imagine the village clearly. You do not need to follow every detail. You can let the words drift past you like distant echoes, or you can let them fade entirely. Both are fine. In the next part, the night will reach its deepest point. Everything will remain calm. Nothing important will happen. For now, you are safe here. You can continue listening, or you can fall asleep. The village will rest either way. The night has reached its quiet center. Not midnight marked by bells, not measured by clocks, but felt in the body. Everything feels heavier now, as if the world itself has settled deeper into rest. The village is completely still. No lights remain in the windows. Even the smallest candles have burned out. Houses stand dark and calm, their walls holding warmth inside, their rooms filled with sleep. Inside one home, a family sleeps together. Breathing rises and falls, slow and uneven in the gentle way of deep rest. No dreams feel urgent. Thoughts have loosened and drifted apart. Sleep holds them softly. Outside, the road through the village is barely visible. It blends into the ground, its edges softened by darkness. The stones do not shine. They absorb the night. Near the well, the bucket hangs motionless. The rope is still. No sound comes from it. Water below remains unseen, but present, quiet. The air is cooler now, but not cold. It wraps around the village like a calm breath. No wind moves through it. No leaves stir. Everything accepts this moment without resistance. At the edge of the fields, tall grass stands quietly. Each blade rests exactly where it is. There is no rustling. No insects sing now. Even they have paused. The earth feels solid and patient. It has carried the village all day, and now rests beneath it. Somewhere far away, a distant owl may watch from a tree. It does not call. It simply exists. The night does not need sound. Inside one small house, someone shifts slightly under a blanket. The movement is slow, almost lazy. The blanket settles again, breathing deepens, sleep continues uninterrupted. In another home, a child sleeps curled tightly, arms close to the body. Their face is relaxed, no worry reaches them here. The night protects their rest. The tower in the center of the village stands quietly. No bells ring. No signal is given. It serves no purpose right now. It is simply part of the shape of the sleeping place. Above it, the sky stretches wide and dark. Stars remain faint and distant. They do not sparkle brightly. They do not demand attention. They watch quietly. Time feels different here. Moments stretch without effort. There is no reason to count them. Nothing changes quickly. Nothing needs to. Near the stream, water continues its slow movement. It glides around stones without sound. The surface reflects darkness more than light. The stream does not rush. It never does. It moves the same way at night as it does during the day, but now it feels softer, more distant. Back near the houses, wooden doors remain closed. They do not creak. They do not move. The village has sealed itself inside sleep. The ground beneath everything feels steady, unmoving, as if it too is resting. Inside another house, someone dreams gently. There is no story to follow, no images to remember. just a feeling of drifting, floating. Their breathing remains calm. Outside, a single cloud passes slowly overhead. It does not block anything important. It moves without purpose, without direction. The sky does not notice. The night does not change. The village remains the same. If you were here now, you would feel no need to think, no need to imagine tomorrow, no need to remember yesterday. This moment asks for nothing. You are allowed to let go. Your body would feel heavier, supported by whatever rests beneath it. The night would not judge whether you sleep or stay awake. Both are acceptable. Both are calm. The silence grows deeper, but not empty. It feels full, comfortable, safe. No sudden sounds break it, no unexpected movement. Everything remains slow and predictable. The village breathes as one. Houses, fields, trees, roads, all resting together. Nothing important will happen now, and nothing needs to. You can allow your thoughts to become softer, less clear. They can fade without effort. The night holds everything gently. The night continues, unchanged and unhurried. There is no signal to mark this hour, no bell, no call, no movement. Only the feeling that time itself has slowed. The village remains asleep, deeply, completely. The houses stand as they were, dark shapes against darker ground. Their roofs rest under the open sky, quiet and patient. Inside, sleep has settled fully. Breathing is slow, steady, natural. No one turns restlessly now. Bodies have found the position they will keep until morning. In one home, an old wooden chair sits near the wall. No one has used it for hours. It holds the memory of the day without needing attention. Nearby, a table stands empty. No dishes remain. Everything has been cleared away. The room feels open, simple, still. Outside, the narrow paths between houses are almost invisible. They blend into shadow. No footsteps touch them. No sound travels along them. They exist only as shapes. The village well remains silent. The bucket hangs quietly. The water below rests cool and undisturbed. It reflects nothing clearly. It does not move. The air feels softer now, cooler against the skin but gentle. It does not push or pull. It simply surrounds. At the edge of the village, the fields stretch outward. Crops stand in place, unmoving. They have given everything they needed to give today. Now they wait, patient, still. Beyond the fields, trees form a dark line. Their branches do not sway. Their leaves do not whisper. They hold their shape in the night. The forest behind them feels distant, but calm. Nothing stirs there. Above everything, the sky remains wide and quiet. Stars appear faint, almost blurred. They do not shine sharply. They feel far away and unimportant. The night does not need light. It needs rest. Time passes without effort. Moments slip by unnoticed. Nothing marks their passing. Inside another home, someone exhales deeply and relaxes further. Muscles soften. The body becomes heavier. Sleep settles more completely. Thoughts dissolve. There is no story, no memory, only rest. Near the stream, water continues its slow path. It does not hurry, it does not pause. It simply moves the same way it always has. The sound is too soft to hear. It blends into the silence. The village feels held by the night, protected, wrapped in darkness that feels safe, not empty. If you were walking here now, you would stop without realizing why. There would be no reason to continue, no destination. You would feel the urge to sit, to rest, to remain still. The ground would feel solid beneath you, reliable, unchanging. No sudden noise would disturb you. No unexpected movement would appear. Everything is exactly where it should be. Inside the houses, dreams continue softly, not vivid, not loud, just faint impressions, drifting and fading. Sleep deepens without effort. The village has fully surrendered to the night. Nothing resists. Nothing remains alert. Even the idea of morning feels far away, unnecessary. The darkness does not rush to leave. It is comfortable here. You can allow your breathing to slow. You do not need to control it. Your body knows what to do. The quiet does the work for you. Thoughts can drift apart, like fog, thinning on its own. There is no need to follow them, no need to hold on. The night remains steady. The village remains asleep. This calm will continue for a long while yet. The night has reached its deepest point. This is the hour when nothing changes. The village is wrapped in complete stillness. No sound travels far enough to matter. No movement asks for attention. Everything rests exactly as it is. The houses seem heavier now, settled into the ground. Their wooden walls hold warmth inside, keeping sleep safe. Roofs rest quietly, unchallenged by wind or rain. Inside, sleep has become deep and effortless. Breathing is slow even, almost unnoticeable. No one dreams strongly anymore. Dreams have softened into feelings, then faded. There is only rest. A small candle stub sits unused on a shelf. It burned earlier in the evening. Now it waits, unlit, forgotten. The room does not need light. Darkness is enough. Outside, the village paths are completely empty. They do not expect footsteps. They do not remember the day. They exist without purpose until morning returns. The well stands quietly in the center. Its wooden frame casts a faint shadow. The rope does not sway. The bucket does not move. Water rests deep below, cool and still. The air feels balanced, not warm, not cold, just present. It settles gently around everything. At the edge of the village, the fields lie silent. The crops stand patiently, their work finished. They do not reach for the sky. They simply remain. Beyond them, the trees hold their shape. Branches rest where they grew. Leaves stay perfectly still. The forest behind them feels calm and distant. Nothing moves there. Nothing watches. Above, the sky feels wide and empty. Stars appear faint and scattered. They do not demand attention. They are simply there. Time feels different now. Minutes stretch and blur. There is no sense of before or after, only now. Inside one home, someone shifts slightly, then becomes still again. The movement is small, instinctive. Sleep deepens immediately after. Muscles relax further. The body sinks into rest. Near the stream, water continues its slow journey. It follows the same path it always has. The sound is too soft to notice. It blends perfectly into the quiet. The village feels suspended, held gently by the night, protected by silence. Nothing needs to happen. Nothing will happen. If you imagine yourself here, you feel no urgency, no reason to move, no reason to think. Your body feels heavy, supported, safe. Breathing becomes slower without effort. Each breath fades softly into the next. Thoughts drift apart on their own. They do not form stories. They do not return. They dissolve quietly. The darkness feels comforting. It does not hide anything. It simply allows rest. The village remains asleep, deeply, completely. The night holds everything steady. This calm will continue until the first faint signs of morning still far away. The night is slowly changing now, not in a way that can be noticed, not yet. It is still dark, still quiet, still calm. But somewhere far beyond the village, time is gently moving forward. Here, nothing feels different. The village remains asleep. Every house rests in silence, as if it has always been this way. Walls feel steady, floors feel grounded. Roofs hold the night gently above. Inside the homes, sleep has become effortless. Bodies no longer shift. Breathing has found its own rhythm, slow and even. No one is thinking, no one is planning, no one is waiting. The night has done its work. In one small room, a blanket rises and falls gently. It moves with each breath. Nothing else stirs. A wooden table stands near the wall. A cup rests upside down upon it. It has been there for hours. It will remain there until morning. The chair beside it does not creak. It does not remember who sat there earlier. It simply exists. Outside, the village paths look soft in the darkness. They feel smooth, as if the night has erased every footprint. The stones lie quietly, cool and patient. No step disturbs them. The air feels slightly lighter now, not brighter, just lighter, almost unnoticeable. The well remains still. Its deep water does not ripple. The rope hangs exactly as it should. The bucket rests, empty and quiet. Nothing asks to be drawn from the well. Nothing is needed. At the edge of the village, the fields wait. They do not rush toward morning. They do not stretch. They rest exactly as they are. The soil holds the warmth of yesterday. The crops stand gently, unmoving. They are content. Beyond them, the forest remains silent. Trees do not sway. Branches do not shift. Leaves stay calm and heavy with night. There is no animal sound, no wing beats, no rustling. The forest is asleep too. Above everything, the sky feels wide and soft. Stars are fewer now. Some have faded without being noticed. The darkness is no longer deep, but it is still kind. Time feels stretched thin. Moments blend together. There is no beginning. There is no end. Only rest. If you are here, you feel safe. Your body feels supported. The ground beneath you feels steady. Your muscles are loose, heavy, relaxed. There is no need to adjust, no need to move. Breathing flows gently, slowly, without effort. Each breath feels softer than the last. Thoughts have almost disappeared. If one appears, it fades before forming. Nothing pulls attention, nothing asks for awareness. The village remains wrapped in quiet, protected by the last hours of night. A faint coolness rests in the air. It feels refreshing, but not cold, comfortable, soothing. Somewhere far away, morning is preparing, but it is not coming here yet, not now. Here, sleep is still allowed, encouraged, held gently. Inside a distant house, someone sighs softly. The sound is barely there. It fades immediately into silence. Sleep deepens again. The night accepts it. The stream beyond the village continues its slow movement. Its sound blends perfectly with the stillness. You do not notice it. You only feel calm. The village has no worries, no urgency, no memory of the day, no expectation of tomorrow. It exists only in this quiet moment. Your body follows the same rhythm. Nothing needs to change. Nothing needs to happen. The night slowly loosens its hold, but gently, kindly. It does not rush, it does not pull. It simply allows rest to remain. This is the end of the night and the end of the story. Nothing more needs to be said. Sleep can continue as long as it wants. Everything is calm. Everything is quiet. Everything is safe.